This is Robert Munn, recorded by visual aid speech. I got my more than 3 audience members. Okay, I'm doing my presentation on the growing of a corn plant or corn cob, whatever. Okay, slide 1. I'm doing a speech on the corn plant. I'm going to explain how the plant grows after it is decomposed and dead, what happens to it. Okay, typically this is what seed looks like once you first get it out of from the company, from the bag, whatever. This is as a beginning. It is yellow like normal corn, but this is kind of like spray on a coat for it to be, so it doesn't harm like the cold weather and doesn't get harmed from that type of stuff. And it is very expensive stuff, but in the long run it makes you a lot of money. Okay, the corn plant will come through the ground and will start its growing journey. Typically you plant corn about April to May, and it'll come through, come through the ground. The corn needs fertilizer to grow. That's these white little pebbles. And typically it's nitrogen or urea that get this corn to grow. That's where it gets its dark green color. If you see yellow corn, it's typically probably lacking some N, which is nitrogen. And yeah. Okay, now the next stage is growing a crop and getting taller. It will soon start to shoot a tassel. Typically, about mid-July to early July is when it starts to shoot a tassel. And there's a common saying, if your corn is knee-high by the 4th of July, you're all good. So yeah, and this is a picture I took earlier this summer of the field right by my house, so yeah. Slide 5. For North Dakota, it's usually about October to November when we start to harvest. Typically people usually finish up around November 10th, around there, but this year's a little later because it's so wet. The ideal moisture around North Dakota is wide until the 16% moisture, and that's usually what we try to go for. 56 pounds is 1 bushel of corn, which that's typically what people see is 56 pounds like per corn per bushel. When the crop begins to turn tan, you can see that it's got that dark color, the stalk is rotten, the plant is shutting down and getting to the end of its life, which it's very true, and sometimes snow can come down and it'll affect it a lot, and people don't really like that, but if you have to have snow on your corn when combining, it's not a big deal, but you'd rather have that than have it on soybeans. So yeah. Silage is also a great form of feed for cattle. Typically they call it chopped. It's a big forage harvester that brings it in and chops it up into like little nothing, and it's very easy for the cows to eat. Typically the first weeks of September is typically when you do it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, so thank you.
So Robert, how do you know so much about corn?
Because my dad is a farmer.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple questions, so yeah. Thank you.